All right, so what I'm going to talk about now is the relationship with PHP software, WordPress, your website, and your hosting account. And why this might be important to you is you might see a notice in your site, PHP update recommended. So if you go into your site and you see this, I'm going to teach you what you need to do so that it's easy for you and you don't worry about it, right? Because so much tech stuff, you think, oh my gosh, I got to hire somebody, it's going to take forever. This is one of those things that's really easy. So if you come into your website and in the dashboard you see a PHP update recommended, and if it's not here, maybe it's down here somewhere, right? These are all different notifications that plugins put in, like rank math and cookie compliance. Hopefully it will be at the top. And so if you see this, I'm going to walk you through what you need to do. So let me first talk about it. So your website, like my website, questforthedivine.com and websitecreationworkshop.com, I have a lot of different websites. Your website is built in WordPress. So WordPress is the software that builds your website. The software outside of WordPress is PHP. So that's the underlining software code that WordPress uses. And this is all located in your hosting account, right? So you have control of your website and you have control of updating WordPress if it needs to be updated. Like, for example, I have 4 updates that need to happen, right? A theme and 3 plugins. So I can control my website and I can control updating WordPress. PHP, on the other hand, if you get a notice like this, that's located outside of your website. So you have to go into your hosting account to control the version of the PHP software. Now, some hosting companies will update it for you, but generally they don't do that because if they do that, they're worried they might break something. So I'm going to show you how to do it in your hosting account, and in this instance I'm going to be using Green Geeks. Now, how the PHP software gets updated is different depending upon if you have Bluehost or SiteGround or Green Geeks or any other hosting company. So you might have to ask them, you might have to ask your hosting company, where do I go to update my PHP software? So that's what I'm going to do. The other place I want to show you how you find out, or if you've got Network Solutions as your hosting company. There's so many different hosting companies, HostGator, WP Engine, like I can't list all of them, but they will tell you where to go to update your PHP. Now, the other place you can look, if you don't see an error, is you want to go to Tools, Site Health. And when you get to Tools, Site Health, there's a status and an info. And I'm not going to go over the status right now. I want to stay focused on finding out the version of PHP that I'm using. So Tools, Site Health, click on Info and scroll down to Server. This will tell you what version, 7.4.33. Now this warning, I'll go over here into my dashboard. So this warning said it's an outdated version which doesn't receive security updates. It needs to be updated. And then there's other info you can learn about PHP, but I'm going to show you. So the Site Health, which is always here on Tools, where did it go? Yeah, Tools, Site Health, click on Info, open up Server, and that shows you. All right, so now what I'm going to do, now that I explained what's going on, I'm going to go into my hosting account in Green Geeks in this instance and show you where to go. Again, if you're following this along in the video, you'll have to contact your hosting company. So in my Green Geeks account under hosting, I'm going to go to cPanel, and it's probably going to be the same in other hosting companies. So in your cPanel, you scroll down to software and you select and you click on select PHP version. So I'm waiting for this to load up. Yeah, most hosting companies have a cPanel. So if you're using InMotion, they'll have a cPanel. Now, if your site health is a newer version, then you may not need to bother with this. All right, so I'm in Green Geeks. I was in that PHP selector. Here it says current version. I'm going to ignore all this other stuff, and I'm just going to switch this to a newer version and click on apply. And I'll wait for it to finish updating. All right, so that finished updating. So now when I click on refresh, let's see if it goes away. Well, it's still 8.0. That's still old. So you're probably wondering, why does it give you the ability to go back to older ones? And hosting companies want to give you control. And somebody might have whatever reason it has to be on an old version. I often don't go to the most newest because the most newest might be too new, and maybe one that's a little less new is probably a little bit more stable. But I'm going to just click on this and let's see which one it says is better. Like I'm just going to try each of them. So now I'll click refresh. And let's see if this, so that went away. Okay, so that warning went away. It likes version 8.1. Let's look at Tools, Site Health, and come over to Info and click on Server. So 8.1.32. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a higher level. I'm going to go up to 3. Now, I'll go up to 3 and then I'll click on refresh. Okay, so now so in this tab I'm in my hosting company. In this tab I am on my website. So let's go to Tools, Site Health, Info, Server. So I'm now on 8.3, which is what I had selected here, 8.3. So PHP is the software that is the sort of the umbrella software for WordPress. And the newer versions make your site run faster. So I feel confident going to 8.3. 8.4 might be more bleeding edge, and maybe it's not as stable as 8.3. So that's what I'm doing. And if you're watching this as a video, there might be a newer version. Right now, this is what we're up to at the time that I'm creating this video. Now, I want to tell you one more thing. If you do this and then, now it's refreshing. If you do this and it breaks your site, no worries. Like if you go to 8.3 and some reason your site's broken, just move it back until it doesn't break. So, so don't worry about that. Don't think, oh my God. It's just like, oh, okay, I need to go back to an older version of PHP. So once you do it, you want to check your site, click on refresh, check your site, and if for some reason it looks broken, then just go back to an older version until it's not. And by doing this, you don't have to rely on a tech, you don't have to rely on anybody else, you can just do it yourself, and it's really fast. But this happens at the hosting level, and this is why students can't update the PHP themselves if you have a student project inside the website creation workshop, because we are in control of the hosting account. So that is my little explanation of PHP software, what it is, and how to update it in your hosting account. In this instance, it was Green Geeks, but the concept will work the same for any hosting account you have. This is Christina Hills.